Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name's Jared. Today I'm going to be working on my V35 Skyline and I'm going to be changing the headlights on the car. Might be a bit hard to tell on camera, but these headlights are quite faded. This one particularly has these little sap drops scattered through them. And there's also like this faded mark where I used to have some eyebrows over the headlight. Inside the plastic, there's actually some degradation. I think overall, compared to some other headlights I've seen, these ones aren't too bad, but they're not very good for a 20-year-old headlight now. This one's Rita's car. I know a lot of newer headlights are even worse, where the plastic is actually even cracked through it. So these headlights popped up on Marketplace. These are Spec D headlights, and these have a black housing inside, and they retain the factory bulbs, and they add a daytime running light here, which also doubles as the turn signal. They connect into the factory plug like normal, and you just need to switch across your original headlights into this. One thing you'll need to do before installing them is to seal it up, because they don't come 100% sealed from factory. The previous owner has already gone ahead and done it on these lights. The guy on Marketplace just said you needed to remove the front bumper and you can get access to all of the bolts around the light. So I'm just going to start by taking the clips off at the top here and removing the grille. Next, you're going to need to remove all of these 10mm bolts holding the under tray to the front bumper. With the steering wheel turned, you can pull the fender liner out and it will expose a bolt holding the front bumper and the fender together, which you'll just need to remove. So there's actually two bolts there, one there, and then you can pull the bumper down. Don't forget to disconnect the side marker there. Now we have access to the headlight, we can remove this bolt down the bottom, also that bolt down the bottom, and this bolt up the top. On the headlight, I just slid the clip off that mounting tab there so I could get the light out further, and then you just want to go ahead and disconnect that connector. I accidentally recorded this all in slow-mo, so I'm just going to voice over what's happening here, but pretty much just comparing the two lights here and saying you're going to need to transfer everything from the old light across. So starting off with the headlight ballast, you're going to remove these 3 Phillips screws and that'll pull out, and you can undo the plug on that. Then twist off the cover for the low beam light and undo the plug, and do the same thing for HID high beam. Then you just remove the little metal latch and you can remove the bulbs. Then take the whole wiring harness off, including the Parker light and indicator, which we won't be using on the new light. Then to fully remove the HID, there's a little screw holding down the harness, which then you can undo the plug. We have to undo it like this because we need to remove the harness which connects to the HID bulb. Then you should be able to easily pull this through. Now we start with the reverse, so feed that cable back through for the HID. Connect up the ballast and reinstall that screw. Don't forget to move across the O-ring that seals that in. You can see it's missing here on this frame. I had to go back and reinstall that after. I used the screws that came on the cap with the new headlights, just because they were smaller and suited to the holes that were already pre-drilled there. Then you can go ahead and throw in the old low beam bulb. Plug the new harness in for that and put the new cap on. This one's not twist, it just pushes on. Then install the HID bulb, which is a D2R in case you're wondering. And there's a little earth wire that needs to plug onto the harness for the ballast on that light. You might have to bend it slightly to fit it under the cap. And then twist on the cap for the HID. And this is what the indicator looks like. I suggest you test all of the lights first before you go and throw the old bumper back on. So next we're going to put the headlights back on the car. For this, I suggest the bottom bolts you leave loose while you tighten up that top bolt. For the other side, which I tightened up the bottom ones first, I then had to go back and you can see push down that light to try and get it to line up with the fenders and not stick out. Then you can go back and tighten it up. While you've got the bumper off, it's also a good idea to blow out the condenser for your aircon, which will make it run a bit more efficiently. One annoying thing with these lights is with the headlight stalker in automatic mode, the daytime running lights don't come on. They actually come on as parkers when you turn it to the first switch. If I place something over the light sensor here, I can make the parkers or the daytime running lights come on. So what I'm thinking is of getting a piece of tape or a piece of tint to go over there to trigger the lights to come on like this. But with that, then also the low beam or the HID light comes on with it at the same time. Alright, so I just want to close out this video and say that I'm very happy with the Spec D headlights, with how they look, how well they installed, and also the drivability at night. And it would have been nice to have those daytime running lights come on when the car powers on at all times. But what I ended up doing was getting some black electrical tape and putting it over top of that light sensor, and now the lights are on every time I power the car on. And if I turn the car off, because they're on auto, they turn off with the car too. So that's just a quick workaround which I got with them. If you like this video, please like it, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next V35 Skyline video. Thanks.